say Indonesia is rich in culture, but here's the reality. Out of more than 700 languages, many are classified as endangered, and some have already disappeared. Yes, rich, but sadly fragile. Hello everyone, please let me introduce myself. I'm Aisya from Toyota Indonesia Academy. My student ID number is 3255313. Here in Toyota, we have safety commitment to always ensure our safety. And my safety commitment is I don't put my hands in the pocket while walking. Talking about culture, I believe that it doesn't disappear because people reject it. It disappears because nobody talks about it anymore. And that's why I'm here today. I would like to share how simple acts of communication can keep our local culture, including the rich traditions of Indonesia, alive for the next generation. Let's start with the facts. Our country is among the most linguistically diverse nations in the world. According to the most recent data, there are 703 living indigenous languages spoken across Indonesia. But many of these languages are under threat. In fact, of those 703 living languages, a large majority are classified as endangered, highlighting the fragility of this diversity. This linguistic richness reflects a broader cultural breadth. More than 1,340 distinct ethnic groups spread across over 17,000 islands. That diversity in language, tradition, art, and worldview is a treasure, but without communication, it risks being forgotten. For example, I will explain to you based on the city I live right now, Karawang. Although Karawang is historically a Sundanese majority region, census data once recorded that the Sundanese population at over 84%. Recent studies show that the local language is no longer used as consistently as before, especially among younger speakers. Research in several Karawang villages has documented signs of languages shift, where children now prefer Indonesian or mixed dialects, and some rarely speak Sundanese at all. When the local language weakens, the traditions that tied to it, like storytelling, history, folk humor, and even art forms such as Jaipong or Wayang Golek, become vulnerable too. Given that, I propose 3 practical communication-centered strategies to express and protect local culture. First of all, document and share local languages and traditions. With over 700 indigenous languages, which many of them are endangered, documentation matters. Recording elders speaking their native languages, filming traditional dances, orally telling old stories, and archiving crafts are not nostalgic gestures. They are preservation acts. Next, use creative expression to keep culture alive. Culture doesn't have to stay unchanged to be authentic. Through music, art, media, modern performances, crafts reimagined in contemporary forms, we can make culture accessible and appealing, especially to younger generations. By blending tradition with modern creativity, we give heritage new relevance and open opportunities for community livelihoods, tourism, intercultural exchange, and regional pride. Last but not least is to communicate responsibly with respect and context. When we communicate culture through speeches, media, education, social media, we must remember that culture carries meaning, history, and identity. We should avoid reducing it to exotic decoration. We live in a world of rapid globalization, where information travels fast, trends change quickly, external influences are strong. Without careful communication, local culture risks being overshadowed. But if we commit to preserving cultural heritage like languages, traditions, and arts through conscious communication, we don't just safeguard the identity. We build bridges between past, present, and future. We give younger generations a chance to belong, to know where they come from, and to contribute. We turn culture from something ancient and static into something living, evolving, and relevant. Before I end, I want to leave you with one simple thought. I'm holding a small plant in my hand. It stays alive not because it is strong, but because someone chooses to care for it. And our culture is the same. Every culture has a heartbeat, and it stays alive only when someone cares enough to keep it beating. Today, many of our local traditions, including Sundanese culture in Karawang, feel quieter, not because they are weak, but because we sometimes forget to speak them, cheer them, or celebrate them. But culture doesn't need something grand to survive. It only needs a voice. Yes, your voice. So, I'm not asking for perfection or expertise. I'm asking, don't ever let silence be the reason our culture fades. Record one story, share one tradition with a friend, and teach one small thing to someone younger. These little acts are powerful. They honor our past, strengthen our present, and protect our future. And I hope one day the next generation will gladly say, our culture lived because someone cared enough to speak it. Thank you for your attention and have a good day.